me, Commander Blunt again, and my good friend and mentor, Sir Francis Drake. As you've probably seen one of our other videos telling you about all the weird and wonderful and different types of pirate flags you can see on the open seas, we again were just discussing about we probably need some new crew soon. A lot of ours have died of disease lately, and some of them have been eaten by sharks, and we were beginning to think that maybe we better pull in port and get ourselves some new pirates, some new crew. And you know, we thought we'd discuss and maybe do a little sales pitch to you and see if you'd be interested in joining our crew. Now, being a pirate is a very good life. Lots of people join the English Navy. That is not a very good life. If you're in the English Navy, the chances are you'll be punished more than you would if you was on a pirate ship. Yes, of course, piracy is illegal, and you will be hunted down and killed and hung, but I mean, it's a good life. But anyway, we thought we'd tell you a little bit about piracy first of all, just so you get an idea about what actual things pirates see as treasure. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gold, diamonds, jewels, rings, all sorts of things like that. And I'm sure, if I was to show you this little chest here, I'm sure you'd agree that this is your idea of pirate treasure. Look at that there. Whoa, we've got gold coins, shrunken heads, beads, lovely rings. You fancy a ring? Look at that lovely ring there. That's still got the nail on it. It's disgusting, but it's the easiest way to take the rings off the fingers when they're all swollen. But that's not real pirate treasure. See, pirates, we don't bury our treasure. That's just a myth. With treasure, on board a pirate ship, it's equally shared amongst the crew. Yes, the captain does get a larger share, but the crew are the ones that get the treasure. I mean, they're not paid by anybody else. They're paid by how much treasure we take from other people. And this treasure here will be shared amongst the crew equally. And I will just take my own little share, a little bit extra for the captain. And yes, Sir Francis, he likes his trinkets too, you can see. But that's not real pirate treasure. Pirates aren't very good at keeping hold of coins. We don't have banks and things like that. Real treasure is what we can sell back. So there's a lot of merchant ships going around the seas, and that's what pirates are really going after. We don't really necessarily attack other pirates unless we know they've got something better. But the merchant ships that are carrying all the stuff to trade back into the New World and England and vice versa, they're the things we're after. Let me show you what real pirate treasure looks like. Now, first of all, this one here. Now, you can't obviously smell this, but that's herbs. This particular one is cloves. Cloves are very good for making food taste nice, because most things taste very bland. Cloves is a herb that is one of those things that we can sell to the English, and it can make bland food taste nice, so it actually has a value. And once it's dried, it will last a lot longer than probably the treasure in that treasure chest. So herbs, remember that one. This one's a good one. Sir Francis is always a bit moody in the mornings until he's had his fresh coffee, fresh ground coffee. Now, the tea houses are very popular in London at the moment, and coffee as well. Coffee, I don't know if you like coffee. A lot of children, I probably imagine, have they drink that coffee, but coffee, it does give you that sort of oomph in the morning, doesn't it? That, oh yeah, the crew love a good coffee. And when we have a coffee, we always have the best quality beans. We don't have coffee shops to stop off at, but if we can get these coffee beans back to England, they will fetch a pretty high price. And they do smell really nice. Ooh. Now, here's another one. This one's quite popular. Not the rats. Forget the rats. There's a lot of rats on board. This one here is sugar. Now, as I said, food is very bland. And since the Elizabethan times, we've started transporting sugar back to England. And sugar can be put into sweets and put into food and make things taste really, really nice. The problem is it's not very good for your teeth, as you probably realised this Easter just gone. I don't know, being on board a pirate ship, we don't have a dentist, we just rely on each other to knock each other's teeth out. But too much sugar does ruin your teeth. I hear that Queen Elizabeth, all her teeth were black from eating too much sugar. So if you want to be like Queen Elizabeth, don't eat too much sugar. And stay away from rats as well, they're disgusting. Now the last one is a new one. This might not seem like treasure, but believe me or not, this is tobacco. Now unfortunately you might see some of your mums and dads puffing away at this disgusting cigarettes. It's not very good for you, it's quite bad, but this is quite a new thing in England, and lots of people have decided to start smoking socially just because they look cool. So you know, if there's a market for it, us pirates are always going to get some of this and take it back. Very popular in the New World, you know, over in America, where most of us pirates hang out most of the time. They grow a lot of this over there, and it's quite a valuable commodity. So we usually steal it off of the ships, just leave in America, and we take it back to England for them and get the money for them as well. It's quite good. Now that's real treasure. Now, if that doesn't seem like real treasure, then maybe a life of piracy isn't for you. But before we go any further, I just want you to realise that on board a pirate ship, there's more democracy. If you're on board an English Navy ship, very rarely do you get paid, you will more often get punished, and chances are you're probably going to die of dysentery or some horrible disease where you're having to live really close with all of the other people on board ship. It's quite a horrible life, and being in the English Navy is not very nice at all. Even Blackbeard, the pirate, most notorious pirate of all, he was in the English Navy, and look where he ended up. He became a pirate. So being in the English Navy usually led to becoming a pirate anyway, because being a pirate was a lot more profitable. Now, if you're thinking of still becoming a pirate, maybe we need to talk about food. I don't quite know what you're expecting on board a pirate ship. We don't have drive-ins. We can't steer the ship through a drive-through down at McDonald's or anything like that. Unfortunately not. No. We have to store all our food on board ship. I'm going to show you some of the things that we have to eat. Now, bear with me. I've just got to go down to the stores. Oh yeah, here's the first one. Yeah. Here we go. You like meat, right? Salted meat. Lasts forever. Bit tough on the tooth, but we completely coat all of the meat in salt, or brine, which is just like salt. But it's the only way we have of preserving meat. We don't have fridge freezers on board, so with the meat, and it wouldn't be chicken, believe me, probably be like beef, maybe, I don't know, rat, anything really we can get our hands on, but it's got to be preserved in salt, and that makes it very, very hard to swallow. It's not very nice, but you know, you can't complain. So meat's your first option. If you run out of meat, there's quite a few islands, and what a lot of the crew do like is turtle. Now believe it or not, there's many stories of turtle meat being eaten by pirates while on board ship, and apparently it tastes like chicken. I don't eat it myself, it's disgusting. I have 3-course dinners every night. Me and Sir Francis, we settle down to some lovely beef, nice bottle of red wine. It's just the crew, the scummy crew. They're the ones that eat this. And you know, turtles apparently are nice. Who would know? Hey. Now, one of the other things is that being at sea, you would think, wouldn't you, that fish would be on the menu. Did you eat a lot of fish, Sir Francis? No. There's not much evidence of pirates ever eating much fish. Now, it's a known fact that pirates, most of the pirates, couldn't even swim. So, it seems a bit stupid to go to sea, really, if you couldn't swim. But it's also very silly to think that you're at sea and one of the biggest resources of food that you could have is the water all around you, but there doesn't seem to be any evidence of the pirates ever casting nets or using fishing lines to catch the fish. Don't really know why. I mean, fish was eaten, but we don't have any evidence of it, so we just have to presume that they didn't eat fish. Now, if you haven't got any meat, hold on a minute, wait. Let me guess, you love biscuits. Biscuits! Oh, everybody loves them. You like a biscuit to dunk in your tea? Ship's tack biscuits. Now these biscuits, they have to be preserved again to last. They're made out of flour. And the thing with the biscuits is that you have a ration per day of these ship's tack biscuits. We keep hundreds of them on board. And the thing is, with these biscuits, you get extras. It's just like that cereal that you're tucking into every morning with your free gift. Every time you get your biscuits, you can pick the little weevils out, the little flour mites, all the little bits of protein that, you know, weren't there before. And they feed on the biscuits and you're getting that little extra treat. And what most of the pirates or the sailors on board used to do is, they used to boil these in a little bit of water or milk and they would create a porridge, which is quite a good idea. Because if you try to eat them like this, you're quite likely to break a tooth. They are very hard. So hard they reckon that you could bang a nail in with them. Never tried. I'm a captain, I don't do stuff like that. But anyway, ship's tack biscuits, yeah, you get loads of maggots on them and weevils and all sorts of things like that, and the crew seem quite happy to eat them. We'll stick to our three-course dinner, won't we, Sir Francis? Now, I know what you're thinking. Desert islands. It's not a hairy Easter egg. No, no, no. This is a coconut. Coconuts are a good source of water. Get the water out of there. There's only one real problem with coconuts. If you're marooned, and it's the only thing you've got, hey, go for it. On board a ship though, the problem is with coconuts, if you eat too many of them and drink too much of their liquid, it has a laxative effect, which means that you will have pirates all over the ship pooing themselves. Nobody wants that. There's nothing worse than having to swab the decks of poop, pirate poop. So if you're going to have a coconut, or a bounty, just have a little bit, don't have too much. We don't want things like that. Now, disease is very rife on board ship, and what I don't want my crew to have is lots of diseases. You know, obviously you want to get your share of the treasure, but what we do tend to have when we go into the tropics is lemons. Lovely lemon. You can suck on that lemon. Look at it there. Can you see it? Look how lovely it looks. What? It doesn't look like a lemon. Well, of course it's gone bad. You can't preserve lemons. So, anyway, just don't worry about that. Here's a lemon. This is a preserved lemon. And you can suck on it and chew on it and full of vitamin C and probably maggots and all sorts. But don't worry about that. This will stop scurvy. Scurvy is a disease that is very rife on board pirate ships. Makes all your teeth fall out, which probably ship's tack biscuits do as well, I know, but when it comes down to it, this will stop you getting one of the most horriblest diseases on board ship. Scurvy. Stay away from it. Now, how does that sound? You don't like the sound of that at all? I thought it sounded quite good. Now we can offer you all that treasure, we can offer you all that food, we can offer you trips around the world, an exciting life. You don't fancy that at all? Maybe piracy isn't for you after all. Anyway, that's enough from me and Sir Francis Drake here. Thanks for your input there, Sir Francis. Handy as always.